All right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive. Today, we're heading into the world of cryptocurrency.
Ooh, exciting.
It is exciting. And, there's always something new popping up.
Always.
But this one that we're going to be looking at today is a brand new token
Okay.
called Smile. And
Sounds smile.
yes, Smile.
I liked it already.
And get this, it's actually inspired by a real person,
Oh, wow. Okay.
Ruben Amorim, the football manager.
I know the name.
You know the name.
Yeah.
Nicknamed the Smiling One.
Okay. I can see where this is going.
And the source material that we're going to be looking at today is an episode of Smile Talks, which seems to be their main promotional platform.
Makes sense.
So we're going to be kind of digging into how this token is connecting to the Solana blockchain,
Right.
the emphasis on community, and whether Smile lives up to this claim
Okay.
of being more than just a token.
I mean, everyone's saying that these days, right? Well, what makes this one different?
That's what we're going to find out.
Yeah.
So, starting off right off the bat, Smile Talks.
Yeah, that's an interesting name.
As a title.
Yeah.
It's like they're already kind of, bringing you in.
It's like a given, right?
Yeah, you're already in the club.
You're already smiling.
Exactly. And the intro that we heard,
Oh, yeah.
it's very attention-grabbing.
For sure.
It's all about changing the crypto space with positivity,
Okay.
which, sounds great in theory,
Sounds appealing. Yeah.
but I think we need to look beyond that initial kind of,
That hype.
yeah, the hype.
The marketing.
Exactly.
Because everyone wants to change the world, right?
Right.
But how are they actually going to do that?
Yeah. And what does that even mean
Yeah.
when you say changing the crypto space with positivity?
Right. It's intentionally vague,
Or
right?
sensitive.
Very emotionally charged language.
Mm-hmm.
Words like movement, unity, it's all about
Oh, yeah.
creating this sense of community around significant, which can be very effective
Right.
for attracting investors.
Definitely.
But you have to remember that, not all crypto projects with these lofty goals actually succeed.
Right. They really seem to be leaning into Ruben Amorim's persona.
Yeah.
What do you think about that strategy of connecting it to an individual?
Well, I mean, he's a pretty well-respected figure.
Yeah.
So, that can lend some credibility, I guess.
Right.
People trust him, they like him, they see him as like a positive leader.
Right.
So I think that can be a way to sort of build trust,
Mm-hmm.
create a narrative around this token.
Mm-hmm.
But there is also risk involved, right?
Right.
What if he gets caught up in some controversy,
Yeah, exactly.
that could negatively impact the token?
Like his reputation is now tied to it.
Exactly, and vice versa, potentially.
Right.
So it's a double-edged sword.
Definitely. And they keep saying, this isn't just a token. This is, Smile is more than just a token.
Right, everyone's trying to be more than just a token.
So what's the strategic thinking behind that? Why is that phrase always popping up?
Well, I think it's a way to try to differentiate themselves,
Mm-hmm.
right? There are thousands of cryptocurrencies out there.
Right.
And so if you can say, okay, we're not just, a random token, we're part of a larger mission,
Okay.
which in this case is, spreading positivity, then you're tapping into a shared sense of purpose.
Okay.
And that can be, very appealing to people, especially people who are already maybe interested in this idea.
Okay. So it's more of a movement.
Yeah, like a movement or like a community.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, the token's value is still going to be determined by its utility and market demand.
Right. How much people are willing to pay for it.
Exactly.
And, they also mentioned that it's built on Solana.
Yeah.
I think our listeners, are familiar with blockchain.
Right.
But for our listeners, could you explain, why that's significant? Why does it matter what it's built on
So Solana is really interesting because it's known for its speed and scalability.
compared to other blockchains? And that's because it uses this unique consensus mechanism called proof of history,
Okay.
which allows for faster transactions and lower fees.
So that could be beneficial.
Yeah, exactly. So if somebody, leverages these advantages effectively,
Mm-hmm.
it could provide a much smoother experience for users.
Okay. So it seems like we have, this positivity-driven token drawing inspiration from, a well-known figure. And it's built on this promising Solana blockchain.
Yeah.
Smile Talks is really emphasizing, community and purpose, trying to set it apart.
For sure, they're going all in on that narrative.
They are.
But, it's important to remember that this is just a starting point.
Right.
So as a listener, I would encourage you to think about, how would you evaluate the potential success or failure of smiling? Go beyond just the marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Do your own research. Look at the team behind it. Look at their white paper.
Look at the overall market conditions. Because making informed investment decisions requires you to go beyond the surface.
Absolutely.
You have to dig deeper.
Thanks for joining us for another deep dive, and we'll see you next time.
See you later.